The Israeli military said more than 20 Israeli fighter planes took part in the operation, dropping more than 50 munitions on dozens of targets. Separately, the U.S. military launched multiple strikes Monday on Sana'a, another U.S. official said. That official also spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss military operations. The Houthis have targeted Israel throughout the war in solidarity with Palestinians, raising their profile at home and internationally as the last member of Iran's self-described axis of resistance, capable of launching regular attacks on Israel. The U.S. military under President Donald Trump has launched an intensified campaign of daily airstrikes targeting the Houthis since March 15. Houthi rebels have fired at Israel since the war with Gaza began on October 7, 2023. The missiles have mostly been intercepted, although some have penetrated Israel's missile defense systems, causing damage. Israel has struck back against the rebels in Yemen. The Israeli military released a video on Tuesday that it claimed shows strikes in Yemen. According to Associated Press, the army also released video of Air Force jets preparing before taking off and refueling in the sky during the claimed strikes on Yemen. Israel targeted Houthi rebels in Yemen's Red Sea province of Hodeidah on Monday with a punishing round of airstrikes, killing at least one person and wounding 35. The strikes came a day after the Iranian-backed rebels launched a missile that hit Israel's main airport. The rebels' media office said at least 6 strikes hit the crucial Hodeidah port Monday afternoon. Other strikes hit a cement factory in the Bajil district, located 55 kilometers northeast of Hodeidah city, the rebels said. The extent of damage at the two facilities wasn't immediately clear. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky continued talks with officials in Prague on Monday, meeting with Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala. According to Associated Press, Zelensky had met with Czech President Petr Pavel and his wife Eva a day earlier. During the joint press conference on Monday, Fiala highlighted the cooperation of the two nations and called for its deepening. "We agreed today that we will focus together with our partners in the Coalition of the Willing on training Ukrainian pilots. That is very important. The training of Ukrainian pilots on L-39s and F-16s will take place here in the Czech Republic," he said. Zelensky also met with the Speaker of both chambers of Parliament on Monday. The visit comes amid Russia's announcement of a 72-hour ceasefire next week in Ukraine to mark Victory Day in World War II. Zelensky instead renewed calls for a more substantial 30-day pause in hostilities, as the U.S. had initially proposed. He said the proposed ceasefire could start any time as a meaningful step toward ending the war.
Pokud jde o vojenskou spolupráci, tak my jsme připraveni ještě prohloubit náš podíl na výcviku ukrajinských vojáků. Dnes jsme se domluvili, že se zaměříme společně s partnery z koalice ochotných na výcvik ukrajinských pilotů. To je velmi důležité. Výcvik ukrajinských pilotů na letadlech L-39, ale i na letadlech F-16, a to tady v České republice. Výcvik může probíhat například v Náměšti.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Prague on Sunday for high-level talks with Czech officials. According to Associated Press, Zelensky was greeted by Czech President Petr Pavel at Prague Castle, where the pair inspected the Czech honor guard. The visit comes amid Russia's announcement of a 72-hour ceasefire next week in Ukraine to mark Victory Day in World War II. It also follows comments made by Russian President Vladimir Putin to state television that the need to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine had not arisen and that he hopes it will not. Zelensky said Friday, in comments made public Saturday, that Moscow's Victory Day ceasefire announcement is merely an attempt to create a soft atmosphere ahead of Russia's annual celebrations. Zelensky instead renewed calls for a more substantial 30-day pause in hostilities, as the U.S. had initially proposed. He said the proposed ceasefire could start any time as a meaningful step toward ending the war.
Prezidenta přivítal český prezident Petr Pavel tady na Pražském hradě v 15 hodin. Ukrajinského prezidenta Volodymyra Zelenského přivítal český prezident Petr Pavel tady na Pražském hradě v 15 hodin.